Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? So, the baler and the rake are both over here and they're ready to go here on field 2. However, we're not doing that today. While we drive over to the shop so that we can get started on what I got planned for today, which is something a little bit different, I just want to explain. I entered a competition a little while ago. It was an international agricultural competition and the grand prize was the chance to operate machinery that we have never operated before. By an amazing coincidence, I have won said competition. And so I have said, I have requested, most politely, that I be allowed to operate some of the largest machinery in the world. In particular, some of the largest tractors ever made. And the organisers, it was a large international competition, they seem to have got plenty of money. They have made it so. So today, what we are going to do is we're going to be doing a little bit of using a Big Bud tractor here in New Zealand. Highly irregular, I realise, but it was it's because I won a competition. They've flown it out especially. They landed it nearby in a on a Hercules. Brought it in a large Army Hercules type aircraft carrier, and yeah. So basically, that's what we're up to today. We're going to be operating a Big Bud. Now, also, another remarkable coincidence, and we seem to have a few of those today. The question I asked you all last week was, which of the fields would you like me to plough up? Now, I thought that these were all needing to be ploughed to be able to do anything with, but if you look at the textures, and it didn't occur to me when I looked at soil composition, they're already ploughed. All of these fields are already ploughed up. Well, those, yeah, so they're all ploughed, they just need more ploughing. So they're actually already ploughed, so we could just cultivate them. But they need ploughing anyway. So anyway, I said, did you want me to plough those two there, 18 and 19, or 34, 35, 37, 38, four small ones over there? 2,910 people answer that question. And of those 2,910, we had 18 and 19, the two big odd-shaped ones. 282 people asked for that one. The four small fields, we had 343 people asked for that one. And field 23 and 24, two very large fields, 2,285 people have asked for that those fields to be ploughed up. So we're going to be ploughing up these two fields here. And in order to do so, we are going to be leasing. You'll probably notice that the prize that we got has given us some extra money. We've got an extra $100,000 here. And so what we're going to be doing is we are going to be leasing, right over here, the Big Bud 747, the largest tractor ever made. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this beast. 1,100 horsepower. I mean, look at that one. That one's 500 horsepower. And yes, I'm sure it's great, but we're not using that one today. Today, we're going for the 747. I mean, yes, admittedly, this tractor is the only one of its kind that was ever made. There was only one. That one was mass-produced. This one was not. This one was just a one-off. Only one was ever made, and it's now in a museum. So yeah, that's the 1,100 horsepower. That's the one that we're getting. We can't use twin wheels on this map. I have tested it. You can't get through any of the gateways with twin wheels on. You can, however, get through with standard wheels. So we're going to lease it with standard wheels on. That's what we're going for right there. And obviously we need a plough, don't we? So we're going to have to lease a plough. And that one we have here is a 10.5 meter plough. So we're going to lease that one. We're going to use the universal mold boards. You can have slatted mold boards. It makes the plough slightly heavier, but it also stops the mold boards from clagging up. If you've got certain types of soil, they can stick on the plough. It makes it a lot more difficult to plough. But it does make the plough a little bit more expensive to use the slatted mold boards. It also helps to sort of start, if you've got very heavy soil, it sort of gives a start on cultivating. It helps to break up the biggest of the clumps if you use a slatted mold board. But we're just going to go for the universal mold boards on this one, and we're going to lease that one for 10 grand. Very expensive plough, and we're going to need this one because the Big Bud does not have 3-point linkage. It can only tow. Which instantly brings me to my weekly question. Now, we do have ploughing that we're planning to do on this map, so I'm going to use either this 3-meter Amazon Kayron 200 plough here, which I feel is a bit more suited to this map. I mean, I think maybe we could get away with that one there, the Lemken Titan 240. You know what? We're going to go for that one as well. So you've got a choice of the Amazon 6-furrow reversible plough, the Lemkin Titan 11, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 furrow reversible plough. That is actually a bit of a beast. Or we'll go over here and we will use one of the jimpers. What have we got? That's a 4.8 in width, and that's 4.9. I'm not going to use the widest one. I don't just want people going for the widest one. So that jimper there, the middle one, which is 4.8 meters wide. Now this is actually a subsoiler, but it does this on the game. It does the same thing as the ploughs. It just gives you ploughed soil. So we will use either the jimper 9SR, the SJ9SR, which is the 4.8 meter one, or we will use the Lemkin Titan 11, which is 4.9 meters. So it's the same width, those two ploughs. Or we will use a smaller one, the 3 meter Amazon Kayron 200. It's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one of those you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now then, we're also going to want a cultivator up there in our 2 big fields that we're going to be doing. And you've got that one there, which actually works as a plough and cultivator. That's 8 meters wide. You've got a 18 meter cultivator there, and you've got the flexi coil there, which is 24 meters wide. That's huge. Absolutely massive. Unfortunately, I haven't actually tested it, but I believe the width of it while it's driving along is going to be too wide to go through our gateway. So I have looked at it on another map, and I don't think we can fit that through our gateways. So we will go for the Bednar here, the Bednar farm machinery. It's 120,000 one. We'll take that one and we will lease that one. Yes. Okay. And then we will go back out and sowing. We want to be able to sow something on our fields as well. So we're going to need one of these. Now, you've got the Great Plains. What have you got? Oh, I didn't realise you had another one there. That's an 18 meter one. An 18 meter drill. And it would take that tank there, 14,000 litre tank following. This one is 5,800 litres. It's not much of a tank on that one, really. I don't know if you can use one of the air carts to go with it. I'm not sure if you can actually... because that just goes on the Terminator TH18, and that one says the XL toolbar, 84 foot. Again, that one, I'm not sure that we can fit that one through our gateway, which is a shame, because that's the biggest one. It's 25.6 metres. I think we could get that one through. And we could get that one through. So we will use one of those. We will have to see which one we use. I'd like to try and get that one. But we'll have to wait and see. So that's kind of the big stuff. I won't be using the other big stuff. You'll have to wait for the time lapse for me to be using those things. But we will be using these here now, which leaves us another 50 grand to hire some more stuff later on. But right now we're going to get the big bud. We're going to just take a quick look around it, because look at this absolute savage beast of a tractor. This thing is huge. It's absolutely monstrous. Oh, what a beautiful tractor. Let's take a look inside and take a quick look around. You can tell the age of the machine as soon as you get in it, just by the way that the cab is laid out, the dials and console and everything. This is very sort of... I don't actually know when the Big Bud was made. I'm not sure when it was. I've got a feeling it was like 70s or something. But looking at the dashboard, that it seems it looks like sort of, I don't know, late 60s, early 70s type layout and decor and so on. So yeah, that's my guess anyway. I don't know. I genuinely don't know when it was made. Start her up. Oh, she does sound good. And you've got a lot of animation on the engine as well. You've got the huge fan there on the radiator. You've got the drive shaft in the middle there going to the back wheels. Absolutely fantastic. And we're away. I mean, look at the size of this thing. Compare it to the truck over here. Now, I can't put dual wheels on this thing, which is a real shame, because the dual wheels do look fantastic. The only way that we could do that is if I was to go and get a placeable... Maybe we could do that. Get a placeable... Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking that's actually good. If we were to get a placeable workshop and put it up here in one of these fields, we could do one of the fields with the dual wheels. In the comments, because I'm basically, this week we're going to be looking at the Big Bud pack, and this competition that we've won is just an absolutely amazing coincidence that we're able to look at the Big Bud pack on, you know, just a day or two after it's been released. absolutely fantastic, amazing coincidence, I think. And yeah, it's very fortunate. So should we use some of our competition money? Just let me know. Should we use a little bit of our competition money to get a workshop up in the field? And I'm just trying to think when I'll actually be able to see your responses, because I'm not actually going to be able to record everything in advance. I might be I might be able to see some of your responses on that question. If I can, ideal. If I can't, then so be it. I'll just kind of guess. So we don't actually have any flashing beacons on the tractor itself. I'm going to turn up round here. I don't want to turn too tight because the tail end of the plough is going to wallop the fence otherwise. And we come round here. He gets through this. See, these double gates are fine. I could get through that with dual wheels on. And the plough gets through as well. Top speed on this one is 32 kilometers per hour. For those of you who are not sure what the conversion rates are, that is 19 miles an hour for miles an hour. And yeah, so it's not exactly built for speed, this thing. You wouldn't want to use this one to do your grain carting because it just wouldn't, it would take forever. So really, I think in an ideal setup, if you could use any machinery you wanted, you would use something like this in the fields for doing your ploughing, your cultivating, and your sowing and stuff like that. Biggest combines that you can find, we've got CR1090s in our time-lapse episodes. There are bigger combines now. You've got, oh, what's it called? It's the Gleaner, I think. No, it's not the Gleaner. Whatever is that combine called? It's a great big articulated combine. It's an absolute monster of a combine. And it's got a container on it that's like 3 times the size of the CR1090. It's absolutely massive. I will find out in a minute what that combine is called, and I'll let you all know. There was a mod that was made for it in FS15, but I have not been able to find one for here. So what we might do is we might end up getting a different... There are other combines, but nothing comes close to this one for sheer size of grain tank. And its grain tank capacity mostly holds you up when you're doing your combine. And so you want a huge, great big grain cart to carry your stuff away. And that's one of the things that you got in the Big Bud pack. You got over here, right there, that one there. It's a 53,000 litre tank on it. That one's 43, that one's 28. So that one would be a wonderful one to use. We don't have any others here. There is one, there's a mod that I've seen, which is something that's used in Australia quite a lot. And I'm guessing it's used in other parts of the world as well. But basically, it's this huge, great big, like, portable grain store that drives up, and it takes like 250,000 litres of grain or something like that. And you basically, you bring that one in, you park it up in the field, and you just keep tipping all your grain in there with your grain cart, and then your trucks come in later, and they load from that one. So, like on Rattlesnake Valley on the time-lapse, I'm kind of thinking, well, that's generally the plan. I'm going to go as big as I possibly can on that map. So we can just, like you can see, we can just squeeze through the gateways with this tractor as it is, but we can't, obviously we wouldn't be able to go anywhere with the dual wheels. So I'm thinking that this field here we could do with dual wheels, and then that field over there we do it with the singles. So maybe if we go over to this field first and we start ploughing this one up, and then we can come back over into this one and maybe think about doing this one later. Let me stop there. So yes, tell me, and I'm just trying to think how I'm going to do this. It's because of how I'm recording my episodes this week. I'm going to be able to see your responses before I record Saturday's episode. Not before I record tomorrow's episode, unfortunately, but I am going to see your responses before I record Saturday's episode. So give me your responses, and I will seriously consider it. You know, maybe some of the stuff that we do over in the big field there, we could do with the dual wheels on. Now then, let's take a look at this plough. This thing is a monster of a plough. I love this plough. And first of all, we got to unfold it. Down it comes. How many furrows has this thing got? So the way you describe the tractor is you say how many moldboards it can take on the plough, but you don't say moldboards. You actually say, you call it like a bottom plough. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 on the front one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8. That's 20. That is a 20 bottom plough. Okay, this tractor pulls a 20 bottom plough, is basically what we say here. And that is more than a little bit impressive, it has to be said. So we'll start by ploughing up the hill. Now, actually no, if we come up this way, we'll get sort of turned around. So yes, you can see that this is actually ploughed ground. I did think it looked a little bit odd, I've got to be honest. I thought it doesn't sort of seem like unploughed field. And all this time I've been here on this map, and I didn't actually realise that these fields are ploughed. So yeah, I probably should pay more attention. Now this is the bit, because the turning circle that this machine requires is a little bit excessive, I feel, but we'll go with it. So I'm just going to press H. I'm just going to let it do it itself, and we'll watch what happens. Look at this thing. I love the sound of it as well. The sound of it as it gets going is fantastic. And look at the width that it is actually currently ploughing. That is huge. Now, why aren't you stopping? He should have stopped by now. He should have stopped quite a while ago. He's finished his task, that's why. Right, I'm guessing he didn't like that, because ordinarily it's been fine. So we need to turn the plough over, and what he does, he sort of straightens like that, and while he's turning, we'll turn as well. And we'll come over this way, and I don't want to get too close to that side. Oop, I'm getting tangled up here. So if I come out that way, turn a little bit. I know I'm not lined up very well. We'll hopefully the hired help can sort of do this job for us, because I really can't. And lower down. There we go. It's going to take a little bit to sort of tidy up the field afterwards, but we'll be able to go round the edge. Unfortunately, with the power of this tractor, it won't matter if you sort of pull it round the corner a bit. Not ideal for the plough, I know, but you can go round the corner a little bit with the plough. You can sort of pull it round the corner a little ways. It does work. It's not perfect, but look at what we're doing. We're using a big bud tractor with a massive 20 furrow reversible plough. But not only that, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing this in New Zealand. I'm sorry, but for those of you who are after realism, you may want to come back next week, because it ain't happening this week. We're going to be looking at the big bud this week. I wanted to look at the pack, and I wanted to sort of find a way to really look at and explore a lot of the machinery that's available. And I figured that this was probably the best way to do it. So this is what we're doing. We're looking at the big bud this week. Where are you going? Oh, he's turning around. See what I mean by the big turning circle? The map, it's absolutely huge. The distance that this thing has got to go in order to turn around is phenomenal. So yeah, even in our time-lapse map, even in Rattlesnake Valley, when it comes to using the big bud, I intend to be able to use triple wheels whenever possible. We can't move triple wheels around the map even. So I'm coming up with another solution to that. But even in a place like that, not all the fields are going to be suitable for using this tractor and the big machinery. So we'll be using the machinery that we've already got on that map, but then we'll also be using the big bud in the bigger field. So we've got a field that we can use in so far, but we're obviously going to have to buy more land so that we've got more room for the big bud to really stretch its legs properly, which I'm really looking forward to. I know that there's several people that I've seen a lot of people saying that they don't really like the idea of this particular expansion, this DLC, because the in-game maps aren't big enough. Now, console users have got American Outback by Something on My Shoe 2, which quite frankly is big enough to use the big bud. We know this for a fact because Giants themselves used American Outback as their map to do the kind of the introduction to this DLC, which I think was absolutely fantastic. So Something on My Shoe 2, if you're watching this video, huge congratulations on getting your map used like that. I thought it was absolutely amazing. So yeah, we do have maps. There's plenty of console maps. There's a couple of console maps. There's plenty of PC maps that are available for people to use this stuff on. And I am like a kid at Christmas. This is fantastic. We've got huge tractors, absolutely massive machinery, and one of the things that I particularly like to do in this game is I like to get the ground covered as fast as possible and get it done. You know, there's a time and a place. I like to use the medium, the small machinery, and try out different things on like small farms, but I also just really like the idea of having a huge, great big farm. Nothing like I've ever farmed in real life. Like you guys get in Australia, like you guys get in Canada, like you guys get in a lot of areas in the States. This is not all of the States, and, you know, well, not all of these places. But yeah, there's so many places around the world where you get to play with these huge monster machines, massive ploughs, massive cultivators. I have never been to a place that uses that kind of stuff. Even the biggest fields that we used to work, I worked on some big estates, and the big fields there, I mean, we had one field that was a mile from one end to the other, and about half a mile wide. That field was noted in the area for being unusually large, whereas some of the places in the world it would be considered little more than a back garden. So yeah, this is a chance for me to be able to do things that I never get to do in real life, and probably never will get to do in real life, and that's what's one of the things I love about it. But not only that, I'm just impressed with big machinery. Size matters when it comes to things like this. Look at that thing, it's a monster. And it looks a little bit weird without the dual wheels on it, or triple wheels. So I definitely think that we need to get something set up over in the next field so that we can use triples on this one. I'd like to plough that one and cultivate and seed it, everything, with triples on it. I think that is what we're going to have to do. So we have to spend 25 grand. So yeah, I'd like to hear your views on the workshop, but I think it's already going to have gone up before you even start commenting, because I'm thinking that's going to be a really good idea. So well, I think we need to sort of wait and see what happens with that tree there. We also want to get the cultivator up. We can bring the cultivator up with the fent. But whether we should start using it, maybe we could just bring... Actually, I'll tell you what. Because the fent, if we have a look at it, you look in the... does it tell us in the garage? If we go through and we take a look at that fent that we've got, it's there. It's 390 horsepower. Whereas if we... Oh, no, hang on. We go here to the tractors. We got this big bud here. There's no options on this one. 18 grand to lease. That is a 500... Actually, we'll use that one. Lease. We'll get you going as well. It's going to be two big buds going on this map. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I'm loving this. So that one there, that only has a single wheels. It doesn't even have options for dual wheels. This one does have the option for dual and triple wheels. So there's that one. So we get this one into the next field. I don't think you can set the workshop in such a way that we could use it either side of the fence. It's a bit of a shame. That would be a pretty cool thing to be able to do. Right, let's get the placeable and the vehicle workshop. If I zoom it over here, so it's near the gateway maybe? Now, if I put it there, would I be able... I don't think I could. I don't think that you can use it through the fence. Should be a bit of a shame. Now, if I remember correctly, you've got to park the vehicle in front of it. So if I put it here, in this corner, so it's right out the way, there may be a chance that we could use it either side of the fence, but I'm pretty sure I'd be able to use it on this side of the fence. So let's try that. We'll put it there and get rid of that. And this is what I wanted to see. I just wanted... Oh, we've missed a great big bit there. I guess it kind of pulled sideways as it was going up the hill. We won't worry too much about that. Right, this is the bit that I wanted to see. Is getting around these trees here. This could be a little bit interesting. And we'll just watch what happens going on the hill here. Is it pulling sideways very much? Doesn't seem to be. Seems to be okay. So, there we go. We have the big bud. And, it's going to stop right now instead of going around those trees. It's leaving a huge area. Alright. Let's flick... Oh, no, I want to go the other way. There we go. We've got the little big bud here. Little dinky toy, this is. It's a little baby. It's only 500 horsepower. Only 500 horsepower. Do you not hear yourself, Frith? Do you hear yourself? And let's back up onto that one. So before next episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test to see what... Whoa! That's pushing that one sideways, isn't it? And let's have a look in here. This one's a lot more modernized than the last one. See, it's got digital display readouts. It's got an incorporated GPS system. Slightly upgraded radio and everything. So yeah, this one's a much newer machine by the look of it. It also seems to struggle with this cultivator a little bit. That's alright. We'll let it struggle. That's my timer to say that I'm running out of time. Out the way, please, sir. Out the way. Big Bud. Very important Big Bud coming through. We've got the cultivator here. I don't... What was the required horsepower for this tractor? Let's just park here on the road a second. And go back up to this one. What is he doing? He's going to carry on going like that, and then hopefully he'll just carry on with the main part of the field. And then we'll do the tidying up, the ploughing at the end, I think. So let's go back here. And this is the cultivator. This is the smaller of the two cultivators. No, there's three, wasn't there? But anyway, this is a smaller one. It's only 18 meters long, or wide, I should say. Let's come in here. And if you watch while it turns, I mean, yes, it does seem to be pushing my tractor around a little bit, which is not ideal. But it twists as it goes. You see the way that it's sort of twisting and moving? I don't know if that's sort of... It feels like it's assisting it to steer ever so slightly as well. But if we zoom out and you watch how that machine at the end sort of responds, you can see how it's sort of moving from side to side. And see that? It's like each side of it is moving up and down as you twist around the corner. And I think that helps it go around the corner a little bit. That's actually really cool. I really like that. That's a nice little addition to it there. I'm so excited to be able to use these tractors, and I've been so looking forward to this Big Bud DLC. I really have been looking forward to this. It's absolutely amazing, and these machines are even better than I thought they would be. And the only issue that I've got at the moment is that while I'm showing you on this map, I don't think I can get the very biggest drill and cultivator through these gateways. I think these gateways are just the teeniest little bit too narrow for me to be able to get through. I am going to test that before next episode, because if I can, I won't worry about the cultivator, but I will bring the seed drill in here. We'll bring it up when we use that seed drill. We're also going to need then to get the seed. I'm back down to $35,000. $35,000 is what we started with at the beginning. I just added another 100,000. So I've spent all of our money on this workshop here, plus leasing these four, and I haven't leased the drill yet. So yeah, I might just... I think I'll add in a bit more money. I don't know. I'll see, because it might actually be a good idea if we spend a little bit of money to kind of represent at least getting the fields ploughed, cultivated, and all completely drilled for practically free of charge. And we don't want to have it done free of charge. I think that's like a little bit too much, getting them done free of charge. So I'm going to bring this one up here, and I'm actually going to park it right in the middle of the tree so it's out of the way for now. And we'll go back to the one that's doing the ploughing. And if I park under there, you can stop right there for a minute, sir. There we go. And we come back over to you. As soon as he's done this side, he'll then go all the way up to the other end of the field, I hope. He should do anyway. And then he'll turn around. So, my question for this week is, no, we are not going to be getting a 20-bottom plough as a permanent addition to this map. Unfortunately not. This is not the map for that. It will be going on the time-lapse series, so don't worry, you will be able to see it if you want to. Do you want me to get the mid-size Jimper plough, which is a subsoiler? It's a 4.8 metre plough, but it does, in-game, it does the same as a regular plough does. Do you want me to get the Lemken Titan 11, which is a 9-furrow reversible plough, which is 4.9 metres wide? Or do you want me to get the Amazon Kayron 200, which is a 6-furrow, is it 6? Yeah, 6-furrow reversible plough. That one's a 3 metre width. I think actually, to be honest, I think that one there, the Amazon, would be most suited to a farm of this size. But anyway, it's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. So Big Bud is going to go all the way up to the other end of the field now, and we've got a huge amount of land that we're going to have to tidy up after this one, because, and also where the fields aren't level, where you've got like steep hills, it does sort of twist slightly and it occasionally leaves a little patch. That doesn't concern me very much, because we'll just go over it with the cultivator, and it's only going to be like a tiny little bit. We are going to have a lot of work to tidy up the ends here, though, because it's leaving a huge amount of space. Look at the amount of space that it's leaving each time it turns around. I think it could sort of play it a little bit safer than that and go just a tiny bit further than that, but yeah. I'm going to let this tractor finish this field off. And we'll look at sort of doing some of the tidying up in our next episode. I don't know how much we'll do. We might just sort of leave some of it and cultivate it all in. But yeah, we'll see. That's to be decided yet. We got cultivating to do, and we want to get into that next field over there. We want to get triple wheels onto this big bud. And though... Oh no, of course! Oh, Frith, you idiot! We've leased it, haven't we? You cannot customise leased machinery. What a waste of money. Ah, I can't believe I did that. Right, I'll tell you what. Let's go in here. Go to garage. And go to the workshop. Right, that's the oldest one. So that's the one that we want to sell right there. Sell you. Yes, $14,000 to sell. Right, so that gives us 14 grand. And is 14 grand enough to lease the sowing machine? We're also going to need to buy seed, but I think we'll have to just buy the seed out of our own money. I think that would be the best option. So yeah, I would like to be able to lease that. That's 23,000 for that one. 14,000 for that one. So that's a fraction under 40 grand. Rear twins. I don't think we'll go for standards, but yeah, 40 grand to just lease the air cart. I think we might need to get a little bit more money. I'm going to have to test it, because I don't think it's going to fit through our gateways. I think we're going to be either using use the Terminator, that one there. Actually, that one would be pretty good to use, I think. Or we use this Great Plains one here. This one is 18.2 meters. This one's 18 meters. This one has the 14,000 litre tank that goes on the back. Ideal. Brilliant. This one here is only 5,800 litres. Seems like it's going to take an awful lot to fill this one up. It also doesn't fertilise. Whereas this one fertilises and this one fertilises. Yeah, I'll see. I'll see. It doesn't really matter at the moment. That's to come tomorrow. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.